After preparing very well and studying very hard for your practical examination, some of the students they appear in the examination, they perform well, still they don't get good marks. Some centers are considered very tough, where passing the practical examination is difficult, whereas some consider that some examiners are very strict and they ask very tough questions so that it becomes very difficult for the student to pass in the practical examination. Also, there are some bias due to case. For example, one student get easier case, whereas other student get a relatively tough. So, in the present practical examination system, of course, there are some biases. To overcome all these fallacies, a new system of practical examination is introduced. It is called as OSCE, or Objective Structured Clinical Examination. As NBE has given a notification that practical examination in this year will be taken on the basis of OSCE system, and many of the students they don't know about this system. So in this video, I'll be talking about what is OSCE, how it is conducted, what are the advantages and disadvantages of this system, how to prepare for this, what are the do's and don'ts of this examination. Those who don't know me, my name is Dr. Khazi Arifuddin and I am a general surgeon. So without wasting any time, let's begin. OSCE, or Objective Structured Clinical Examination, is a method of evaluation where your clinical skill and competency to deal with real-life clinical problem is assessed. As the name suggests, it is objective. For example, while giving your theory examination, in theory examination, you are asked to write long questions and short questions. So, after writing whole long questions, the examiner evaluates and give you overall marks. So, there are chances that two students who are writing the same answer, if two different examiners evaluate it, they may give different marks. Whereas other examination method is multiple choice questions based examination, or MCQ based examination, where specific question is asked. If your answer is right, you are given full marks. If your answer is wrong, then 0 marks. Exactly same thing happens in OSCE system. As in the present practical examination system, you are allotted cases and you have to present whole case. After that, examiner asks you the questions, and based on the overall performance, examiner gives you some marks. So basically it is a subjective evaluation. If examiner is satisfied with your answer, then he gives you good marks. But this is not the case in OSCE examination. OSCE is an objective examination. In OSCE examination, you are given some task and you have to follow certain steps. It is a yes no type of the examination. If you do that particular step, then you are given marks. If you don't do that, then you are not given that mark. So objectivity of OSCE system makes it better than the present examination system. Now, why it is structured? Because the exam is designed in such a standardized, structured way that every student faces same task, same difficulty level, in almost same situation, and the allotted time for doing that task is also the same. So it omits so many biases. Also, as the name suggests, it is a clinical examination. So every student has to perform the task which is based on real life practical problems, irrespective of examiner or center. So basically, OSCE is a reliable and fair method to evaluate students for their practical skills and clinical competency. Now let's see how it is conducted. I think most of us have faced such type of practical examination in your histological practical examination or pathopractical examination, where you are asked to identify the slides, and after seeing that slide you have to identify it and you have to give one related answer of that particular question. So almost the same method is given here, but it is more of a practical based. Daily routine tasks are given to the student, and then he or she is evaluated. As per the notification given by NBE, there will be 25 stations. What happens in OSCE examination? You have to perform certain tasks. These tasks are kept at some distance. These are called as stations. So as per the NBE notification, there will be 25 different stations. These 25 different stations will be kept at some distance, and allotted time for doing every task is 5 minutes. Suppose this hall is your examination center. So one task will be kept here. After some distance or in the other cubicle, there will be another task. Every student has to go to one station. Outside that station, there will be some instruction written for that particular station. What you have to do, you have to read that instruction carefully, and once you go inside the cubicle, then you have to perform that task, and you will be given 5 minutes to perform that task. Depending on the task, if you have to perform physical examination of a particular patient, so at that station there will be a trained person who will act as a patient, and you have to perform your task on that particular person, who is also called as simulated patient or SP. While you are performing your task, there can be examiner sitting, and he will be observing all your steps, and depending on what you are doing, he will be giving you marks. For conducting OSCE, examiners are also rigorously trained. Examiners are provided with a checklist, and the checklist has all the steps which you have to follow for performing your task. If you do that particular step correctly, then examiner will allot you 1 mark. Otherwise, he will just give you 0 mark for that. For every station, there is a specified time. For example, as per the NBE notification, 5 minutes will be allotted for every station. So at the end of 4 minutes, there will be a signal bell, so that you will be alert that your time is ending. At the end of 5 minutes, you have to leave that station and you have to rotate for your other station. Like this, every 5 minutes, you have to rotate from one station to another station. Likewise, you have to complete all 25 stations, and after that, there will be a viva for 40 marks. Let me tell you that some of the stations might be unobserved, but you have to complete the task, because at the end, you will be evaluated for that particular task. Now let's see what are the possible tasks that can be given for your OSCE. OSCE is basically designed to evaluate your clinical knowledge. So the task will be real life clinical problems. For example, you may be asked to take proper history taking, or you have to perform clinical examination, or you may be asked to discuss management, documentation, taking consent, explaining the pre-op conditions, post-op counseling, explaining various laboratory reports to your colleague, or discussing any radiological images, or summarizing any journal or article to your colleague. All these tasks can be evaluated. Or you may be asked to perform certain bedside procedures like doing Foley's catheterization on mannequin or doing Ryle's tube insertion. So after observing these tasks, examiner will get an idea about your clinical knowledge, your communication skill, how you communicate with the patients, how you communicate with your colleagues, what is your approach for the condition, what is your plan of management, and how safe you are as a doctor. Advantages of OSCE is that it is a fair, reliable, realistic approach for day-to-day clinical problems. Also, it is repeatable. For example, the same situation can be repeated for all the students. So basically, it is a very fair method to assess the students, but no method is without disadvantages. OSCE is very difficult to administer. It is relatively costlier, and those who conduct the examination, it is difficult for them to give same situation for all the students. Apart from that, it is a complex system which is difficult for the students to understand and also for examiners to administer. Another disadvantage which I find most important is that you have to perform each and every step to get full marks. Now the big question is how to prepare for OSCE. As like other examinations, practice is the main key for OSCE preparation also. The best way to prepare for it is to practice again and again. Try to make some tasks and write the possible checklist questions or steps which you have to perform if you are given that particular task. After that, try to practice for all the steps so that you follow all these things in your practical examination. And also keep a timer with you. Let me give you some real life practical situations which can be kept at your stations. You prepare the checklist for these tasks and write it in the comment section so that we can discuss what can be the possible checklist for that particular task. First task is 47-year-old lady with left breast lump comes to you, take proper history and give proper differential diagnosis. Second task is 50-year-old gentleman comes with right inguinal scrotal swelling since 2 years. Do complete physical examination and make a proper diagnosis. Station 3, which is paired with station 1, that is that breast lump lady. As the relatives of that patient is very anxious, discuss the management plan with them. The station 4 is your junior doctor has taken consent for exploratory laparotomy for a patient of peptic perforation. Now discuss what consent he has taken and point out what are the points which he has missed. Task 5 is 18-year-old boy who has come to emergency with organophosphorus poisoning. Perform Ryle's tube insertion by following all the steps. Do write in the comment section what are the possible steps or checklist questions which examiner is expecting you to do. Coming to the next section, that is the do's and don'ts for OSCE. During your OSCE, you have to be confident because these are the things which you are doing on day-to-day basis. You have to be polite. Also, during your examination, be calm and gentle. Before doing your task, read the instructions carefully, understand it well, and then follow all the instructions. Always keep an eye on the time. Be open-minded. Do communicate with the patient. Suppose the task is to communicate with your colleague. At that time, be confident and also discuss different possibilities. Take proper consent and also explain the procedure to the patient before you do any physical examination. Whenever you are asked to do any physical examination, at that time, take proper consent because most of the times students don't take proper consent. Also, they don't explain what they are going to do. So before doing any physical examination, always remember that you have to take proper verbal consent and you have to explain the procedure, whatever you are going to do with that patient. Another mistake which students do is that they don't give option to the patient. For example, if you are asked to discuss the management of hernia, then you have to give option of open method as well as laparoscopic method. You have to discuss advantages and disadvantages of both the procedures. So it will be a complete discussion and it will show your communication skill because in the real life also we give options to the patient. Don't panic during your examination. Do not misinterpret whatever instructions are given to you. Don't do extra things. For example, if you are asked to do physical examination, then don't try to take history. Or if you are asked to take the history only, at that time, don't try to do physical examination. Never assume anything. For example, if you are given breast lump case, at that time, students assume that it is carcinoma of breast. So it is a wrong way to approach for your OSCE. Another mistake which students do is that they ask leading questions or they ask yes no type of questions. Always remember whenever you are asking anything to your patient, it should be an open question. Ask all the relevant questions. Do not ask too many questions or too less questions. So this was all about OSCE and the different aspects which I have tried to compile in this particular video. I hope you have enjoyed it. If you find it informative, then do press the like button. Also, share it with your other friends so that they will also know about this system. Do subscribe to my channel. All the best for your examination and thank you for watching this video.